Hello and welcome to AP European History 2021-2022. I so look forward to a great school year with you, although it does seem far away. But I just wanted to come in and talk you through just a few frequently asked questions about the summer assignment so that you have something to lean on this summer as you just complete a couple of tasks. But I wanted to start by just saying thanks for taking the class. I certainly did not plan the summer assignment to be punitive. I don't want to punish anybody. I don't want it to weed out people that decide they don't want to take the course because the summer assignment is too big. I just wanted to show you a little bit about what the class is going to be like, give us a little head start in the content with a map quiz, and hopefully get you a little bit more excited about some of the content with some books that you could read. Nothing crazy. I really redid all the books this year. So without further ado, here's the number one thing that I wanted to make this video for. You should procure a copy of the textbook. And for years and years, I have used this, which is John P. McKay's History of Western Society, the 11th edition. However, this is out of print. They do not make this anymore. So I would argue that you should just go to someone, a friend who has taken the class before, purchase this textbook from them, and we will use it just like normal. Or if you want a fresh textbook, if you don't really care about that, this is the actual one on the Order website. This is John P. McKay's History of Western Society, the 13th edition. So it's got the girl kind of vibing with the guitar. If you just go off the website, this is the one you will purchase all year. I will give page numbers based on both, but that should be the issue that we will run into early on in the year. So with that being said, allow me to just take you through the summer assignment. Here it is, fall 2021, spring 2022. Knock on wood, we got a nice normal school year coming. I'm coming to you just after my students in the 2021 year took their AP exam, a successful year even in COVID, so I'm looking for an even better one next year. So this is the document that's uploaded to the summer assignment page. As you can see, it's basically 3 tasks, and I'm going to walk you through one by one the 3 tasks, and I'll tell you when you should consider completing them. I will tell you 2 of the 3 tasks I wouldn't even touch until August. So my little nugget at the top, AP Euro covers a significant amount of material in a relatively short time, think 500 years. To ease some of the time pressures, I'm giving you an assignment to complete over the summer. Use this paper as a checklist to complete the 3 tasks prior to the first full day of class. Note that we'll have just sort of a get to know you class before we do anything real. So the first task in August that you should think about before you come in is just take some notes on the textbook. This is for me to get to know your style just as much as it is for you to get involved in the textbook. I picked a somewhat relatively interesting topic in the first chapter, so I want you to read through the Black Death section. In the 11th edition, it's going to be 324 to 332, and in the 13th edition, it's going to be 296 to 301. It's the same exact text, just different pages because pictures are different. Basically, we want to expose you to what the history is going to look like, how John P. McKay writes, because in the end, these books are going to be everything to us. We do a lot of fun stuff in class, but it's all based on doing the reading outside of class. So around August 7th, crack open the book, take a couple notes, turn that in the day of. Around July, so after you've decompressed for a full month, relaxed, hung out with your friends, hopefully gotten outside for a real summer, now that COVID is it over? I think it's over, maybe. Okay, I'm gonna ask you, hopefully, to choose a book that has one purpose and one purpose only, and that is something that gets you interested in the stuff, something that excites you, something that you read and you say, wow, I never would have read that on my own, but I'm glad I did. So I'll just read this. To nurture a deeper understanding of some aspect of European history, please read at least one of the following 4 books. You may pick another book of literary merit if approved by Mr. Turner, but it'll be weird because we're going to do a lot of discussion early on in the year about these. So I would just pick one of the 4. While you read, be a little bit active, keep a short 5 bullet pointed list of what the book shows you about European culture, attitudes, events. I'm going to roll through the 4 books, give a little Turner summary by order of easiest to most difficult read. I don't want to spend too much more time on this video, but give it about 30 seconds per book. So by far the quote-unquote easiest read, it's bordering on young adult fiction, is David Benioff's City of Thieves. I love this book. It is fantastic. It's just really meaty about a guy and a girl, probably around your age, 15, 16, and the Germans have invaded the city called Leningrad in the Soviet Union. So it deals with all the history of the German invasion, World War II, and the Soviet Union. But it kind of the plot line is this colonel is having in the Russian army his daughter's wedding, but the Germans have basically been starving the city of Leningrad. So he sends these two on a mission to find a carton of eggs for the wedding cake. And it's sort of a coming-of-age story. Lots of good World War II history. Trigger warning, times were very bad. I think there's a page devoted to cannibalism. Okay, but great book. I guarantee if you pick this one, you will love it. Another one of my personal faves. This one is second on the list of easiest to difficult. This is Anthony Doerr's All the Light We Cannot See. It's written really interestingly. It won the Pulitzer Prize, I think, just because it's an unconventional narrative about a young German soldier in World War II and a young blind French girl. And the Germans invade France, and basically these two meet. Again, they're about your age, 15, 16. And the girl is like whisked off to this, I think it's like a fictional Mont Saint-Michel. And she misses him. He's fighting the war. Do these two meet up? Another coming of age story. Really, really fantastic story. I think you'd really enjoy it. If you want to challenge yourself and you want to kind of do some of the similar themes in those two books, this one is more of a primary source. So Remarque was a soldier in World War I on the side of the Germans, and he wrote All Quiet on the Western Front, and it's sort of autobiographical. He was like a student. He was all juiced up for war, nationalism. I'm going to fight for Germany. If you know anything about World War I or war in general, you know that the war did not end up like you thought it would. I had a lot of students read this last summer, and every single one of them came into class and said, I just loved this novel. It's really fantastic. Now, as this video winds down, I have a fourth book. For many years, I forced everyone to read Candide. It is by far the shortest of all 4 books, clocking it at exactly 90 pages. And you can kind of see it's kind of wacky that here's Candide, it's Voltaire's Candide. Here he is putting his pants on, like, oh, what's Voltaire writing about? Voltaire basically took 90 pages to rip on every single part of 18th century France. He pulled no punches. He was making fun of everyone. So it's funny and it's short if you know what you're looking for. Odds are you will read this and you will say, what are these words? What is he talking about? You would pick this book if you really wanted to challenge yourself and you know you would never read it ever again. If you're sort of into philosophy and why people behave the way that they do. And this one definitely goes farther back than the world wars that the other 2 books do. So again, pick one of the 4, enjoy it. That's the whole reason I'm assigning it. Enjoy the book and tell me a little bit about it and your classmates when you come back to school. Finally, back to this main page, we have outlined the textbook. We have chosen and read a book that interests you in the month of July, just kind of kicking back. And then, in the end, I will ask you on the first full day of class to know the nations or the states or the countries of Europe. Again, this is not to punish anyone. This just helps us understand and contextualize how all these countries interact. Because in the end, one of my big philosophies in the class is that a nation's geography is its destiny. So Russia, pretty much you can sit with Russia. This is number 5. Everything it does is to try to secure a warm water port, like its whole history, because it doesn't have all of its ports freeze over, which makes sense when you see how far north it goes. Or when we do the start of World War I, and we say, well, World War I began because Germany invaded France through neutral Belgium. Well, it helps to know that Germany invaded France straight through neutral Belgium. So you can see how countries interact. Take your time. I love purposegames.com/ game/countries Europe quiz. Quiz yourself. Generally speaking, it takes a day or two to just kind of quiz yourself until you know them. Hardest ones are the former Soviets, in my opinion. You got your Ukraine, you got your Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. But just devote a couple minutes for a couple days, you'll knock it out of the park. So I go back to here and I say, you've got the 3. You've got the books, a little bit of agency, a little bit of choice. But if anything comes up, you do still have a week and a half of school left to come to my room, or my email goes to my phone and I have notifications on. So if you emailed me at any point during the summer, I'd probably get back to you. So without further ado, I'm going to stop screen sharing and I'm just going to say, thanks again for challenging yourself by taking AP European History. I really, truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for engaging in the study of European history as an elective. You do not have to take this class. So I hope by assigning the books, you find something that you really enjoy. I look forward to being in contact with you over the summer, or I'll see you in August, and I look forward to meeting you on that day. So have a great summer, stay safe, and see you.